Hey guys, welcome back to another Warframe Done Efficiently episode. Today we are going to be focusing on Valkyr. Now you've probably noticed immediately that we already have done some fashion frame for Valkyr, and this is probably what we are going to stick with, simply because I bought her, sort of one of her premium skins, as part of a fashion frame that we've done previously, so some of the items that came in the bundle we have used elsewhere. So yeah, I'm going to make use of it. So we've already basically done the fashion frame for this, although I think, looking at it, I am actually just going to change the stance to something a bit more upright. That'll do. And yeah, so we'll run through the fashion frame first this episode, and then we will get into maxing everything out. So in terms of the appearance, we are using the Carnivex set. It's not my favourite Valkyr skin by any means, but like I said, we already had it, so it felt bad not to make use of it. It's quite a bulky skin, where Valkyr is usually quite a, you know, slim frame, and is meant to be, I guess, kind of stealthy in a way in her personality, but yeah. Carnivex it is, and big balloony as well. In terms of attachments, we have gone with the Fracture shoulder guards again. The reason I've gone with this is simply because every other armor that I tried to put on here just looked so out of place on the massive arms that are on this skin. So yeah, we've gone with Fracture shoulder guards for that, and then we've gone with the Protevere stuff elsewhere simply because it just adds a bit of animation where currently the skin is a bit lacking. Everywhere else, not a whole lot to talk about. We've gone with the usual sigil there in the center, and then for the Syandana, we have gone with the Ormolu Syandana, the Chioptera Ormolu Syandana. Reason being, A, it has some animation at the bottom, you know, we've got the effects, and also this Valkyr skin has like a tail, and most of the Syandanas that I wanted to use, this tail was clipping through them, whereas here, although it does if I move her around quite a lot, the tail kind of hangs in between the two back strips of the Ormolu Syandana, so that's why I've used that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the fashion frame, using our same color scheme as usual. But today, in terms of weaponry, we have gone with the Tenet Ferrox, the Zylok, and the Venka Prime. The Zylok, obviously, we are going to be getting the upgrade, the Incarnate upgrade for, and putting that on. So we'll be able to use that from now on. And we've also got the Valkyr Prime Talons as well, which we are going to have to max out as part of this. So we are going to be using probably quite a bit of Forma this episode, probably an extra 2 over what we usually use, maybe even extra 3, we'll see. But first of all, we have to get everything maxed out. I'm not really sure what kind of build I am going to go for on our Valkyr. It hasn't really... It's not a frame I use very often. I have used her a lot in the past when melee was probably much better than it currently is, I guess. So we're going to have to think of a build to use. I'll probably get rid of Ripline as, yeah, I don't really find much use for it when we come to do this. But at the very least, we will have our Talons that we can use if we don't happen to get any good weapon when we come in. So yeah, that's something at least. But yeah, let's get on and max her out. Alright guys, so everything is now maxed out, so we're going to run through the build here quickly. I have inevitably ended up going with Nourish on this build, and it is an Eternal War build, so we're just going to want to be having our 3 basically on R3, sorry, R2 on the whole time. And then yeah, Hysteria as well if we happen to not get a decent melee weapon. I am hoping at some point to get a melee weapon that's going to, you know, trump using Hysteria, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Everything else is built towards tankiness, endurance. I've got adaptation on. I'm going to give this a go. Previously, adaptation was a bit buggy. It could sometimes break in missions and then just wouldn't work for the rest of it, making it a pretty useless mod, but I'm hoping that now, I've heard from a few people that it might be fixed, so yeah, I'm going to roll with this for now and see what happens. Endurance Drift for a bit more energy and also some parkour velocity, which is pretty nice in Steel Path Circuit, as you know, it allows us to pick up decrees a bit faster. Arcane Fury and Arcane Strike for the increased melee damage. We'll have to see if our energy pool holds up, but I'm hoping that with Nourish it will do, because we have that 3.1 times energy multiplier. And then yeah, everything else geared towards obviously efficiency, strength, and duration. Range, not really a necessity for this particular build. If we take a look at the Tenet Ferrox here, we have gone for kind of a spread explosion build with a bit of status and joint crits. I'm hoping that this is just going to be, yeah, a pretty good status spreading machine with a bit of luck. And then we can also use our secondary attack, and that should do some serious damage as well, fingers crossed. And then on the Zylok, we have ourselves again, joint, status, and crit chance. If we take a look at the evolutions here, we've gone with the on reload from empty, increases critical damage multiplier, increased accuracy and reduced recoil by 60%, and increased crit chance by plus 32%, giving ourselves a crit chance of 120% here with a 4.2 times multiplier, and on our Incarnon we get 156% with a 4.2 times multiplier. This gives us a radial attack as well. This is actually pretty good, to be honest. I've tried this out in the mission, you know, like leveling it up in Adaro, and this seems actually quite powerful. I don't know. We'll see how it goes in Steel Path. Probably not as well, I'd imagine, but yeah. We'll have to wait and see. And then Venka Prime. Fairly standard build with Prime Smite Corrupted. Now that we have it, everything else geared towards crit chance. You can see here over 100% with 4.9 times multiplier and Blood Rush, so should be able to get red crits fairly easily with this build. And then on our Talons, again, a very similar build here, but we do not have access to Blood Rush, so we've subbed in Gladiator Might, Gladiator Vice, and yeah, we've got Organ Shatter, basic kind of other mods on here, I guess. Not that Gladiator Vice is going to serve us all that well. I might end up subbing that out, but I'm not sure what for yet, because I can't fit any of these mods on right now, or Condition Overload, mind you. Unless I took Primed Fever Strike off, which I could do, but then I feel like I'd lose quite a lot of damage. But I'll probably have a play around and see how it pans out. Now, I do want to point out that at the moment, there is... I do have Valkyr on my Invigorations rotation. I want these episodes to be unbiased when you guys are watching them, so I am not going to be using that for this particular video. It would be fun to try it, and I probably will do if Valkyr pops up again this week. But yeah, for this episode and for the purposes of these videos, I am not going to be using that, so just so you guys are aware, that is not happening. But yeah, since we've already done the fashion frame, we can just jump straight into the simulacrum and try out the weapons, so I will catch you guys there. Alright guys, so we are now in the simulacrum, and yeah, let's try out our Tenet Ferrox first. I have a very strong feeling that this is not going to do a lot of damage, but let's find out. Yeah. Barely scraping them with our primary fire. Let's see what our secondary fire does to throw. In fact, let's throw it at the target. So obviously it's going to draw enemies together, which is quite nice and would work out well, obviously, if we got someone like Valkyr where we can just slash the hell out of everyone. Let's go ahead and activate our Nourish. See if that helps us at all. Probably not. Yeah, so I think this weapon is going to suffer without the benefits of, you know, decrees in game, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it's mainly because of the damage types, and yeah, it's just not gonna really do it, I don't think. But let's move on to the Zylok. So actually, even without the wow, okay, we got the crit chance though, that's kind of sad. Yeah, even without the Incarnon form, this weapon's actually doing not a bad amount of damage. Let's try with the Incarnon form. Okay, that actually does way less damage, huh? But we can spread status effects around with it. Maybe we'll change the Incarnon upgrades so that we have a bit more status, and we can use it as a huge AoE stat spreading machine. Interesting. And then yeah, we just have the Venka Prime. Let's spawn in some more guys. They have spawned very close together. Interesting. So the Venka Prime is probably going to benefit somewhat from having a lot of slash damage, I would imagine. And it can also go up to 13 times combo counter. We could put this on radiation damage and be dealing more, but yeah, I think it'll probably shred fairly nicely in the game. And then I guess the last thing that we need to test out is Valkyr's Talons. So, you know, considering that we're guaranteed to get these whenever we get Valkyr, they're not bad, you know? Unfortunately, their crit chance can't stack. But for the most part, you know, it does a decent enough job. So yeah, those are the weapons, guys. Not the strongest ones we've ever tried out. But especially that primary weapon. Yeah, the Tenet Ferrox, not really the ideal weapon to be using here. But I think with some decrees, all of them could be decent enough. So let's see if we can get ourselves Valkyr in the Steel Path circuit now. Alright guys, so we've got our Valkyr here, and I've had a quick look at the weapons, and it seems we do have some, but unfortunately no melees that are going to be worth taking really. We do have dual carries, but I do not have a build for them, so we could probably just take the default there. I think that'll probably work quite well. We have our Kuva Quartak, and we also have either the Tenet Plinks or the Furus. I think I am going to go with the Furus on this occasion. I want to try out the Incarn mode on it. That might be quite nice. Let's see what decrees we get. Probably not a whole lot to begin with. Lodin's Rage might actually be quite good for us. But we'll keep rolling for a bit here. No. We've been given another chance. I'm almost tempted to take it, but risking it. And that was definitely a mistake. But we could go with the melee kill, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. That should be good. Alright, guys. Let's see how far we can get with this. Alright, guys. So, this is the second assassination mission I have done. And yeah, this is a pretty good one, it seems. So far, it has been very difficult for me to go down. The only times I've gone down is when I haven't really been concentrating, and yeah. This build definitely allows you to not concentrate, that's for sure. Stage 8 complete, we're on to stage 9 now. Let's see. We'll do the critical hits, I think. So, the decrees do work very well. The melee decrees work extremely well with this build. Melee attacks hit twice is just one of the ones I have on at the moment, which is making this basically an invincible killing machine. Let's see what else. Jump higher, get a home to airborne. No. Let's go with this one. So yeah, we don't take any damage because of our fourth. Makes us invulnerable. And we will just kill absolutely everything. It's not even a... You know, these guys are like level 1000 now, and I am still able to just shred them. The one thing so far that has been a bit of a challenge has been excavation. Defense seems to be okay, just because I'm able to do so much damage that I can kill the enemies quickly enough that they can't destroy the defense. But excavation missions are for sure an issue. There is no real CC on this build. It might be worth maybe building a bit into her third ability to see if you can get some CC on it. Because, yeah, the extractors die very quickly, and I'm predicting they're going to die very quickly from now on. You know, I struggled to defend them enough in the first instance of excavation, so second or third might be a bit of a challenge, but at the very least, you can't actually fail excavation. So, again, this is a build that you could probably take forever. Up until tier 10. The whole way through, because, like I said, she's invulnerable. She does an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. And if you are struggling to kill enemies, like I did there, obviously you can just strip their armor. But for the most part, enemies die instantly. Like, it's not even close. I might show off the... Let's see. I mean, I can use my Furus here a bit, but I might die quite quickly. We'll have to see. So I'll do it without Nourish on. Nourish, by the way, very good on this build. Maintains my my energy pool nicely, as you can see there. As soon as we're out of Hysteria, we just die instantly, but I think we'll be alright. But yeah, the damage on the Furus, oh man, is it insane. If you had a tankier frame and you got this weapon, it would be something to look into. But let's go back into our safety mode and just continue annihilating enemies. So yeah, I mean, you could, yeah, like I said, you can comfortably take this for as long as you want, really. If you're happy to kind of slog your way through the excavation missions, this is one that could take you very far indeed. But yeah, I think that's all I've really got to say about it, to be honest. We'll see how far I can take it. Probably not very long. I have very limited time today, so yeah. I'll probably finish up once we hit the next excavation mission because I'm not sure I can be bothered with that, and then we'll do a quick regroup in the orbiter. Alright guys, so in conclusion, Cat Lady here is an absolute killing machine. Yeah, she just annihilates absolutely everything, and again, I think she is one of the frames that you could take indefinitely into Steel Path Circuit. The only thing, like I said, that I would be wary of is excavation missions. Defending the point with her is extremely difficult. She has no real CC or shielding abilities, which means that the excavators are extremely vulnerable to damage. So if you do want to keep going for ages, bear that in mind. You might be spending a bit more time than you want on excavation missions, particularly later on, where enemies are just one-shotting the excavator. But all in all, she is an absolute monster of a frame, to be honest. She's better than I expected. I didn't really expect her fourth ability to be doing that much damage, even that far on, you know, level 1000, 2000 Steel Path enemies. I thought it would die off, but the decrees basically make it just deal infinite damage. It's crazy. So yeah, definitely get your hands on Valkyr for Steel Path Circuit. One I would recommend highly. I'm probably going to change her appearance a bit. I'm still not a fan of this, but yeah, we'll work on that. And yeah, Nourish, definitely a bonus here. Usually I just throw it on because I can't think of what to put on, but Nourish in this case was extremely powerful. The energy multiplier on it in this case allows us to basically maintain invincibility the whole time, because whenever we pick up an energy orb, we basically pick up 100 energy. So it's, you know, it's crazy, basically. Nourish is still a really, really overpowered ability, and, you know, we've gone through several updates and hotfixes now, and it still hasn't changed. So for the long run, I think this is, you know, something we can expect to stick around. Maybe not in its current form, but at the very least, you know, hopefully it will stay as is. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you have any suggestions for frames or weapons moving forward, then do leave those down in the comments below. I will once again reiterate the fact that I am only dealing with prime frames and weapons, and also Incarnon weapons first, before I move on to do anything else. So when you go ahead and put your suggestions down there, do bear that in mind. In terms of streaming, I know I haven't been streaming at all recently, and like I said in my recent kind of community update, I have stopped doing scheduled streams for the time being, just so I can focus on other things in life. So apologies for those of you who have been missing the streams. I will be doing them again, I don't know when, and they won't be scheduled, so you'll just have to wait to see when I'm live on Twitch. But yeah, again guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. I'll see you later.